Wow!
Airing from 1992 to 1997, the contemporary western was an amiable exercise in two-fisted melodrama, with Rains prowling the badlands of the West Coast under the employ of bondsman Bobby Six Killer, Branscombe Richmond, and evading capture by crooked Marshal Donald Dutch Dixon, Stephen J. Cannell, who also created the series. While never a critical success, Renegade enjoyed a 110-episode run. You're watching another episode of How They Changed. Let's check out some details in casting, on how Bon Jovi helped sell it to syndicators, and how Rayner's trademark duster lives on. Renegade is the story of San Diego police officer Reno Raines. Reno Raines, an ex-army ranger, was called to Bay City, California by his good friend District Attorney Harry Wells. Harry hired Reno to work undercover, exposing corrupt police officers. In a meeting with Harry Wells and Bay City Police Lieutenant Donald Dutch Dixon, Reno explains he has enough evidence to press charges of murder and robbery against Dixon's partner Buzzer Burrell. Not wanting to be implicated in any crimes, Burrell and Dixon break convicted murderer Hog Adams for prison to kill Raines. Later that night, Hog busts into Rayner's hotel room, aiming for Rayner, but shooting his fiancée Valerie Prentice instead. Hog flees the hotel and Burrell is seen rushing in to make sure Rayner is dead. Dixon arrives moments afterward and kills Burrell with Rayner's weapon. Framed for the murder of Officer Burrell, Reno Raines goes on the run. Dixon sends professional bounty hunter Bobby Six Killer, a former Marine, after him, but Reno instead saves his life and gains his trust. Bobby realizes that some things were not right with Dixon. Reno then works as a bounty hunter alongside Six Killer and his sister Cheyenne, Kathleen Kimond, while searching for Hog's brother Hound Adams, the one person who can clear his name and bring down Dixon, a witness who, fearing for his own life, will only come forward if Reno kills Dixon, something which he is unwilling to do. Bon Jovi helped sell the show. A prolific writer, Stephen J. Cannell, the A-Team, the Rockford Files wise guy, hatched the concept for Renegade to capitalize on the burgeoning market for syndicated series. In first-run syndication, original shows are sold directly to local stations as opposed to networks. In order to summarize the show, Cannell hired director Ralph Hammaker to cut a montage set to Bon Jovi's Wanted Dead or Alive and showed it to buyers during a television convention. Although it didn't feature any scenes that wound up in the series, like Glamour swinging from a rope while firing a machine gun, the package was impressive enough to secure buyers. The sequence was eventually used for the opening titles, minus the Bon Jovi track and with a voice-over narration. He was a cop and good at his job, but he committed the ultimate sin and testified against other cops gone bad. By movie trailer veteran Don LaFontaine. Stephen J. Cannell wasn't happy with the first season. Labeled The Fugitive on the Harleys by critics, the debut season on Renegade struggled to find its bearings. Like Richard Kimball, Raines often found himself as the mysterious drifter who intervenes in a small-town problem, but the larger issue, being framed for the murder of his fiancée by crooked cop Dixon, was minimized. The characters needed to be more human, Lammers told the Washington Post in 1993. Reno would just show up to where he needed to be, but how did he get there? Why doesn't he leave the country? Why does he hang around and wait to be picked up by a cop who sees his poster? The bike was treated like a co-star. With its flame-paneled sides, Raines' Harley was a perpetual presence in the series. A number of stunt bikes were used, but there was also a shiny model kept away from any dirt-caked scenes so it could be shown off. That bike was for the glamour shorts, according to Lammers. The show was reportedly popular among Harley aficionados, who may have been pleased to hear that Cannell's original title was Vincent Black. Rennie's alias as well was a play on his bike model, Black Vincent. The show convinced Lorenzo Lamas to get his pilot's license. While most of the show's shooting centered about 25 miles outside San Diego, Lamas was facing logistical problems in seeing his children, who lived with their mother in Lake Havasu, Arizona, and would have to miss a school day traveling in order to see him. To expedite the trip, Lamas decided to get his pilot's license so he could fly to Lake Havasu, pick them up, and have the weekend with them. He now operates commercial helicopter trips over New York City. Cannell played the bad guy. It is unusual for a series creator to play one of the leading roles in a show, but Cannell saw Renegade as an opportunity to choose scenery as Dutch Dixon, the Lieutenant Jared to Rennie's Dr. Richard Kimball. Cannell made a handful of appearances every season in numerous failed attempts to kill Rains. The writer later recalled that 10 to 15 actors had auditioned for the role before Lamas suggested Cannell play the role himself. Lamas had his wife hired and fired. Married for a third time to actress Kathleen Kinmont, in 1989, Lamas wrote in his 2015 autobiography, Renegade at Heart, that he feared that being on location in San Diego while Kinmont remained in Burbank would be detrimental to their marriage.